Hello and welcome to another one of those Project Caesar videos that I make going over the dev diaries that Paradox Tinto is also graciously giving us about this game that we're all so very, very hyped about. And yeah, before we get into it, I just want to say please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out and you stay informed and everything is a win-win. So, today we're going to be talking about Mercenaries and also just art. Love the art. Fantastic. We're going to be talking about mercenaries and also prisoners of war. So, as they mentioned in the previous Tinto talks, there are three types of regiments: levies, regulars, and mercenaries. They can at any point, or you can at any point, rearrange any army and remove regiments freely between them, no matter the status of the regiment. So, this is maybe like the old style of EU4 mercenaries, where mercs were individual regiments rather than blocks of army, you know, that you can't split between armies, can't merge with armies, can't do anything like that with them. This is, you can get your mercenaries and you can put them in your army, merge them, move them around together without finicky attachment mechanics that kind of were annoying. So that is a big improvement to mercenaries off the bat. So that is fantastic. The Teuton army here in 1440, it has 1440 men in the left flank, 545 in the center, and 2,500 in the right flank, and 373 in the reserves. Why so few in the center? I'd expect that's where the bulk of the regular knights are. In the army, in total, the army has 6 cavalry levy regiments, 2 regular, and 9 mercenaries, for a total of 634 men. So, yeah. As far as UI goes, I guess this is relatively decent. Like, if this is the way that we're going to be interacting with the army and it's not just a tooltip, that seems kind of... there needs to be more to it, but I do think this might just be a tooltip. Like, you know, if you've got your outliner and you've got, this is your first army, second army, third army, and you just hover over the third army to see what's in it, this might be what pops up. That might be fine. But it is certainly less detailed than, say, if you click on an army in EU4 and then you can see on the left-hand panel what exactly you are dealing with. So, yeah, I don't know. But otherwise, it seems fine. The infantry has 12 levies, 6 regulars, right? That's what that is there. 6 cavalry levies there. 2 regular cavalry levies and 9 mercenary cavalry. Yeah, so that's what these are. Nice, okay. Maybe these icons could be a little bit, you know, more defined, because, I don't know, they seem a little blurry, but maybe that's just because this is zoomed in or something along those lines. I don't know. How do you hire mercenaries? When you hire a merc company, you'll first need to find a commander that can raise the company for you. This is not a simple choice, as a more competent commander will cost more gold, but the amount of regiments you can raise under the mercenary depends on both the administrative ability of the commander and the amount of possible mercenaries the pops of the area has. Okay, this is something very, very new then. You are not hiring... Like, in EU4, you open your UI and see these are the available mercenary companies. Scroll through, click the one you want, click on the map to start hiring them. In Imperative Rome, you search on the map for an already existing merc company just standing there, and you can click on them and you hire them. Or you can use the UI for it as well. Here, you're not doing either of those things, which is good because I don't like either of those things. Here, what you're doing is you are finding a character that can hire mercenaries. And essentially here, this Reinhard von Steyr is a very good administrator, so you're going to be able to get more men. 52 martial skill, so he's going to be, you know, pretty average as far as quality goes. Karl von Durlach, though, 97 administrators. You're going to have so many men. I mean, it's kind of the same, really. But 69 combat strength, so he's going to be just better. That's really cool. Mercenary regiments rely on having soldiers come from pops, and if there's not enough soldiers for them in an area, they will limit the amount of regiments. Okay. Negative stability in the country together with devastation and low control in the location determines how many pops are willing to leave home and become mercenaries. So, the lower your stability... and the more devastation you have, the more mercenaries you can raise. That's kind of interesting. Can I raise mercenaries from someone else's land? Because that would be super based. The type of regiments that a mercenary can raise depends on what regiments are commonly available in the area the mercenary is recruited from. Some types of regiments may be more common than others in the area. Just because you found a nice 99 admin commander, he may not be able to raise enough of a certain type of regiment that you want. So here we have. Oh wait, are you able to choose like? Okay, so you can choose exactly what is following you, but there is a maximum amount. So he has a maximum of 5. You've chosen 1. He's a maximum of 4. You've chosen 2. Okay. And if I bump up everything, that is probably going to determine how much it costs, I imagine. So that's kind of cool. That is very, very cool. It's a pretty good commander, which can lead to a pretty big army. I mean, 87 and 83 is also Ludwig von Freiburg. Very, very nice looking guy. Yeah, okay, this is super interesting. Like, Reinhard von Steyr can only raise cavalry and auxiliaries. Horsemen and armored horsemen. Those icons are, I think, identical, but they are not here, so that needs to change. There's also the 2 infantry types are very much the same icon. Maybe that also needs to change. Okay, I'm really, really intrigued by this system. This is super interesting compared to what we've seen before. When you hire a mercenary, you set a default contract length, and at the end of the contract, the mercenaries will stop their service. However, if you're still at war, the contract will be extended for another year. If you wish to terminate a contract in advance, you need to pay the remaining contract fee. Cool. Very nice. Somewhat similar to, I guess, CK in that regard, right? Those mercenaries were for a set period of time. I like it. I think that's really cool. You can also have auto extension on contracts and manually extend a contract for another 24 months for an individual mercenary company at any time. Each new contract signed or extended has a signing fee that heavily depends on the type of troops you wish to hire and the skill of commander. Nice. Bribing mercs. So, Imperator Rome situation here. They have higher bribing as well. However, just because a contract is signed doesn't mean that the mercenary will stay loyal for the entire contract. Another country may come around and just offer more money and buy their loyalty. It's not exactly cheap, but it can be rather useful at times. And now we have condottieri, renting out your armies. One alternative to paying gold every month to your regular regiments at peace is to rent them out as mercenaries. You can select any unit you have and put them on the market for a given percentage of your costs, usually above your own costs, as you need to turn profit after all. If all goes well, you earn gold and your regiments get some nice experience. These armies are then listed as possible armies to contract for any country within range. Awesome. I think this is super cool. This is better than the condottieri system by a lot. By an awful lot. I want to know, though, how I can cancel that condottieri contract, how I can pull my regiments back from being mercenaries, right? If I'm at peace, I've been at peace for a while, you know what, these armies are costing me quite a bit, so let's put them on the market. I put them on the market, and then my neighbor's like, your army's off fighting in Germany in some silly war that I have nothing to do with. Let me just attack you. What happens to my army? Can I pull them back, maybe pay the remaining contract fee to the person who's hired them, potentially, to grab them back? That could be interesting. But certainly this is I think this is a super cool system. Prisoners. Also, what about the commander? Who am I renting out my the general that I've put in charge of the army as well? Is that what goes in this slot? Is that what goes in that slot? I don't know. I don't know what goes in that slot. But also, 350 men for 700 gold? Like, what is this economy? I do not understand it. What happens to the commander? Does it have a commander? Does the person buying it have to hire a commander and then do something along those lines? I'm a little bit confused on that one. The Arakanese army is for hire for a cheap price. What is this economy? I hope this is sarcasm. Prisoners. Sometimes when you win a battle by overrunning the enemy, you can capture regiments from the defeated side. Okay. All right. What is this game? This is Magnum Opus style. What the hell? Overrun is what players refer to as a stack wipe, which happens when you have 10 to 1 odds, when the other side has 0 morale, and you have a larger army. So, wait. When the other side has 0 morale, you have a larger army. This This is different because a stack wipe can happen in EU4 even if you have one regiment, as long as the enemy has 0 morale. Like if an enemy gets beaten in a battle and then retreats onto a 1k stack, they will be stack wiped. So this is new. Well, I'm fairly certain that this is new. I'm not sure if this was the case in Imperator, but interesting. There are multiple ways to deal with prisoners if you don't want to keep them around and feed them. No matter what, though, the prisoners will die off slowly over time. It's not the age of the Geneva Conventions. Through various unit abilities, you have ways to deal with prisoners. First of all, you can attempt to ransom them back to their owners, which will net you some gold, and return the regiments to their owner. Secondly, you can recruit them to fight as mercenaries for you, but that means you have to pay them. The advantage of that is that they won't fight for your enemy, though. Third, you can just execute them. It's a bit frowned upon, so it will impact your aggressive expansion, but sometimes it might be worth it. Fourth option, you will know more about when we talk about the Nahuatl faith in a future Tinto talks. I mean, I feel like it's fairly similar to this, no? It's execution with extra steps. Generally, those steps being up a pyramid. And then the heart comes down the pyramid. Whatever. However, if you overrun an enemy army with prisoners, you will, of course, free them and take them back. Awesome. Awesome. And I guess that is what this is here. How many prisoners there are being carried around by the Third Army. I love this. I love this very much. I love this. All of this is very, very good stuff. Now we have gone through more core mechanics. We have, now we have gone through the core mechanics we have for Project Caesar. Okay. Yo, this is the end of the core mechanics. Okay. Now that I wasn't expecting. Next few weeks we'll go through all the changes that have happened during the year, thanks to both the great feedback from internal and external testing. After that, it's time to go through the mechanics of the different religions, the different situations, and the different international organizations that we have. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Certainly, but that's a bit of a shock. I'm trying to think, is there something that has been missing? Is there something that I think, oh, that we're just waiting to see what the mechanics for that thing is, and it's not there yet. But I can't think of anything. But then, also, reminder, I have a terrible memory, so that could just be a part of that. But either way, talking about mercenaries, I am exceptionally happy. As I've said, I am not a fan of the mercenary system in EU4. I am not a fan of the mercenary system in Imperative Rome. I'm not a fan of the mercenary system in Crusader Kings 3. This looks like the best mercenary system that we have yet had for a Paradox game. And I'm not joking with that. I'm not being hyperbolic. I am just saying that this seems like the best system. Because it does. I think this is really cool, being able to kind of make the amount of what kind of mercs you get. Say I'm wanting to hire from the nearby steppe horde. I'm going to be able to just get horsemen, but instead of just, oh, there's a merc company here that has 27 horse regiments or cavalry regiments, and I'll be able to like get the commander and just see what they have, and oh, let me just rank this horseman slider up to the max, and this is what I'm going to hire. I think that is awesome. I think that's awesome. And I'd like to know what your thoughts are as well. So let me know in the comment section below if you think mercs in EU5 are going to be as freaking awesome as I do. Because I think this is awesome. I think the new condottieri system is awesome. Bribing mercs is painful in Imperator. We'll see if that becomes painful in EU4, how painful it becomes in EU4. But yeah, no, this is very much something that I am enjoying. One other question that I have, actually, when you are doing condottieri here, when your army is hired as mercenaries, who controls the army? Is it my enemy? Not my enemy. Is it the person who hired them, or is it me? That is a question that I would like to know the answer to. Yeah, maybe Johan is going to answer that in the comment section below, or in the comment section here. But yeah, that's all I have time for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this game, and I can't wait to learn even more about it. And if you are also excited to learn more about this game, click the subscribe button. I'm going to keep going over these dev diaries for as long as I'm able to. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.